Okay, here we are with the first lesson of the first course of the Web Application Programming Diploma by U.S. Business Development and U.S. Business IT. The first course is Language Foundations, and the first lesson in that course is Introduction to PHP. PHP is a server language, and you may not know what a server is, so I'll explain that to you. The server is a computer just like your home computer, but more memory, more CPUs, larger hard drive, and also a better connection to the internet. What happens is you need to treat it like a second computer, and that's what it is. It's your second computer in Las Vegas. The code for PHP is sitting there on the computer, and you ask for that code to be executed. It executes it and sends the results to you. That's how it works. It's that simple. Now, programming PHP isn't that simple, but we try to make it that simple to start with, and we'll build it up as we go along. So for PHP, the way that you do this is you have to create a file that ends in .php. Okay, that tells the server this is a PHP file, and there should be PHP code somewhere in this file. The next step is that we need to tell where this PHP code is in the file. So let's create the file first. In our coding environment, we're going to go ahead and right-click on the Web Application Programming folder, the WAP folder, and hit New File. Now we're going to type in index.php, just like that. Hit Create. You can see as I'm typing that the letters are showing up down here on the right. So now, we have a tab up here that was created when we created that file. And it says WAP, which is the folder, /index.php, which is the file. So it tells us that we are now editing the file called index.php that is inside the folder called WAP. And in fact, that's what we see over here on the left. We also see a number 1. This 1 tells us this is the first line of code. Whether we type something on it or not, if it stays empty, it doesn't matter, it's still a line. This little X here will close this tab. So we can have multiple tabs open with multiple files, and we can switch between them, okay? Let's go ahead and start typing our code. To create PHP, you've got to tell the server that this is going to be PHP code, right here. So the way to do that is with this little tag. It's a less than sign, question mark, and then in small letters, PHP. Don't worry about this red box over here with the white X. It says syntax error, unexpected, EOF, end of file. Okay? Don't worry about that because we're not finished yet. So hit enter and do question mark greater than sign. Now that red box is gone. Okay? But you've got this green glow over the tab. That tells us that we've created something new but haven't saved it yet. So we have to save. There's a control shortcut, a keyboard shortcut, and we're going to teach you a few of these throughout the course. This one is a quick save. You hold Control down, you see, Control, and S for save, and it saves it. Okay, the green glow goes away. That's a basic PHP code in a basic PHP file. Now, what does that do? Well, line 1 of this code tells the server, says, all right, here's where the PHP code starts. And then you'll have PHP code, and then you'll have this at the end telling it this is the end of it. So we need to make some lines between these where we can put code. We'll make one line. Notice I put my cursor at the end of that first line and hit enter. Okay? So now I'm here on the second line. I want to keep this organized so that months later or years later, when I come back to this code, I'll be able to read it very easily. So one way that we do this, and it's common practice in programming, is to use your tab. That's the key over on the far left of the keyboard that most people don't use unless they're using a word processor. Tab. Okay? So here we go. The code that we're going to put in here, you'll find in your file. It's echo. This is the echo statement. Now notice I started typing and nothing happened. The reason is because my focus is away from this file. I need to click in here again, and when I have that flashing cursor, Then I can start typing and it'll show up, see? Okay, echo, quote, this is simply amazing. And be careful, you've got to have an opening quote and a closing quote, and they have to be the same kind. You can't put a double quote and a single quote. They have to both be doubles. Then at the very end of the line, put a semicolon. Each execution statement needs to end in a semicolon. So this is the command, echo. And what is it going to echo? It's going to echo whatever's in between these quotes. And then it's finished, so we have to put the semicolon to say it's finished. Okay? Echo simply means to print. Okay? So this green glow is up here. That means we need to save it. Control S. Now, let's go ahead and run it and have a look, see what it does. How do we run the code? The code is inside index.php, so we want the server to execute this file. Over on the right, this is the complete contents of the file, 3 lines, and that's all. The first line says, all right, start listening for PHP code. Line 2 says, all right, we're going to print this statement out. And then line 3 says that's the end of the PHP code. So to run this file, we right-click on the file. Notice it's a different menu than when we right-clicked on the folder. Folder's got a lot more things to do. Okay? See, if you lose it, because it disappears like that, just double-click the folder, it'll open it up again. Okay? So you can see that. Right-click the file and choose Preview. It's going to open it in a second tab in your browser, and it's going to run it and show you the results. So if we're lucky, we will only see the words, "This is simply amazing!" exclamation mark. That's it. Here we go. Aha, there it is. This is simply amazing. Okay? So, we're back here at our coding environment. I just switched back to the other tab. If you look at the PDF file that we're working from, you've got 3 kinds of sections. You've got one that starts with input code, that's in green, and then need to know, which is in red, and smarting it up, which is in purple. The way you work with those is the input code is the code. That's literally what you type into your browser, into this coding environment here. Need to know is the critical explanation for this code, and that's all you need to know. The purple area is extra knowledge that will make you even smarter in coding. If you just want to get through this and just breeze through it, just read the red. Do the green, input that, and read the red. But if you want to be an expert, read the purple as well. Okay, that's how you work through this. We'll move on to the next section in our next video.